Hi students, this is the part of the video that you guys are going to need to create your bar chart, line chart, and all your charts for your statistics and probability data. Now the main thing that you need to have done before you start this is your frequency table. Your frequency table is going to be the thing that allows you to complete this part of the project. So you need to make sure that this is complete. One thing that is very important about this is making sure that your intervals are all the same. If I look at 4 to 5.5, that is a distance of 1.5. 6 to 7.5 is also a distance of 1.5. 8 to 9.5 is also a distance of 1.5. So all our intervals have the same distance from the numbers. Now what you need to do is make sure that that is all in, and if it isn't, you need to pause the video and go back to that. Make sure that your data is in here from least to greatest, which also helps you organize this data. Now to start creating the bar chart, pie chart, and line chart, obviously we can't draw it in there, but what we can do is create the charts through the Google spreadsheet that we have created earlier. So go back and look at your data, and you're not actually going to need this data right here. We're just going to create out here, anywhere, another set of data based upon our frequency table. So we are just going to write in interval and frequency. It doesn't matter where you put it as long as interval is on the top and frequency is on the bottom. Then what I'm going to do is put in our intervals right here, and now your data will be different than mine, so don't copy this one. Copy your own data, and I'm going to put in these intervals. If you need to pause the video to take a second to put those in, you might want to do that. And so my intervals have been put in there. Then I need to go back and get my frequency. Again, if you need to pause this to put your data in, you can do that now. Now this is the part where it's a little bit tricky, but it's pretty cool when you can create the graphs just from your data right here. Now make sure that it looks just like this. If you put it in this direction, like we have in our stats and probability project, for some reason it's not working. It's a little bit picky. So what we will do is we are going to highlight this, and then you're going to select the part that says Insert Chart. And again, at any point in this video you may want to pause it to be able to do this. Now what you will see is if you did it exactly the way that I said it, this really cool chart editor is going to pop up. Now we need a bar chart, a pie chart, and a line chart. And if you really like some of these charts and you want to put some other ones in, you can totally do that. So if I look right here, this is a bar chart. You could do a bar chart in this direction, but I usually like to do it in this direction just because that's the way I'm used to seeing it and seeing it vertically. And so I just click on this, and then I just hit insert. And here is our chart, and you can see that it's got our frequency. Okay, we've got all our data, and it's all here. But obviously it's not there, and that's a problem. So what we can do is we'll go back to this table, and there should be a little arrow up here, and you're going to hit copy chart. We'll go over to our project, and I will hit paste. It'll start loading, and our chart will now be in there. And I'm going to delete just a little bit of that so that it's a little bit more even. And now our chart is in there. You can make it bigger, you can make it smaller. I like to come up here and center it as well to make sure it's centered in there. And that's how my bar chart will look. Now let's do another one, such as so if you want to get rid of this one, you can click the arrow and click delete chart. Okay, I'll make sure that this data is highlighted again. I'll go up and click insert chart, and the next one I needed was a pie chart. Okay, so you can go to charts, you can go to pie, which does not seem to be working right now, so I may have to attach that video later for the pie chart. But we could do our line chart, which for some reason it's not liking. But if it doesn't seem to be working, which it kind of seems to be working but something looks wrong, what you can do is go back to the start, and you might just need to switch this. See what a difference that makes? Before it looks like that, which looks kind of dumb. But if I click switch rows and columns, it's going to make it look correct. So you might have to play around with these buttons to make yours work. Then what I would do is click insert chart. I would click copy chart, and this one is our line chart. And then I would just paste it in. And now my data is in here. And so that kind of gives you an idea of how to put these charts in. You can hit delete chart when you're done. I'm going to look one more time to see if maybe the pie chart wants to work now, which it does not seem. Let's try that. There we go. Okay, just like I said before, if for some reason you're having issues and it's not showing up, come back over here, change that switch rows and columns, and now we've got a very, very pretty chart that we can insert right here. I will click and copy, and I'm just going to delete all the way up to here and paste in my bar chart, which is pretty cool. I mean, that looks pretty cool. You gotta admit that. Now what you can do is come back and delete, and if you really want to put in some more charts, and you can totally do that by coming up and you can look through the charts. Like, are there any that look interesting to you? There might be some that you're like, oh, that's kind of cool looking. Okay, there might be some different ones that you might want to look at. And so you just want to play around with that data. So, but those are the three main ones. I know that this looks a little confusing. You might have to watch the video a couple times. If you have any questions, you might want to leave them in the comments or write them down. That way I can respond to them tomorrow. But this should get you a big chunk of your project done today. So like I said, if you have any questions, please let me know by email, by comments on the Google Classroom, or just write yourself a note to ask me the next day. Alright, have a good day. Bye.